Hey, what's up? If you're anything like me, when you have a concert coming up, the thought of what you're gonna wear, what you're gonna do with your makeup, what you're gonna do with your hair, that stresses me out a little bit. So today I thought I would share my tried and true go-to concert makeup look. This is the makeup look I do when I'm just like stuck and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So, because I know it's quick and easy to do, I know it looks good, I can always trust this look. This is the makeup look I did when I went to the DPR concert. When I tell you, I have never gotten more compliments in my life from fans and artists alike. Everywhere I went that day, I was being stopped and like, oh my God, you look so pretty. Oh my God, your makeup looks so good. I walked out of that concert with such a big ego boost. I was like, I'm literally the hottest person on this planet. And it's all because of this makeup look. So I thought I'd share the wealth. I'd give you some inspo if you're also stuck and don't know what to do for your next concert. So you're welcome. The first, and dare I say one of the most important steps of any good makeup routine is your skincare. You need to prep your skin. You can't expect to have a flawless base if you're not taking care of your skin. That's just unrealistic. Obviously, this step isn't going to look the same for everybody. It's important to know what kind of skin you have and what your skincare needs are. Me personally, I have a normal skin type, but it can lean a little dry, especially in the colder months. So I try to go with more hydrating products. If that's not what your skin's like, don't do it, okay? When it comes to skincare, we're not just copying what every person we see on the internet's doing, right? Right? Please tell me you're not doing that. You need to do research and do what's best for your skin. With that being said, here's what I do. First, I go in with the Bioma Hydrating Milk Toner. Next, I go in with my moisturizer. I use the COSRX Hyaluronic Acid Intensive Cream. This is my favorite moisturizer of all time. It makes my skin so soft. And then obviously you need an SPF because we don't want skin cancer. Duh. I use the Beauty of Joseon SPF. It's SPF 50. When I know I have an important day coming up where I want my makeup just to look perfect, I will always do a face mask the night before. These Mediheal Watermite Essential Masks are my go-to. As you can see, hydration is sort of my goal. Now onto actual makeup. First, we're gonna prime. When it comes to concerts, depending on what kind of concert you're going to and also what kind of concert goer you are, this can be an all-day thing. Like, you might need your makeup to last for like 12 hours. To ensure that my makeup stays, I use two different primers. First, I go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I just put this like where my pores are a problem because it's gonna blur them, supposedly. I don't know. I honestly can't tell you if it like actually works or if I'm just like falling into a marketing trap. I've convinced myself that it makes my makeup look good though, so I'm just gonna keep on using it. So I really just put this around my nose. Next, we're going to use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I use one with niacinamide in it because I have acne scars and I like to incorporate ingredients that might help get rid of those. Now I'm going to put this on my entire face. So that makes your skin like really sticky, which will help your product stick all day. The order of operations is about to go a little wacky here. You're just gonna have to stick with me. You're just gonna have to trust the process. As I've mentioned, I have a lot of acne scars. Most of my acne is hormonal, so they're all on my chin. I don't want those to show through my concert makeup, right? So first I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer. I use the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer in shade Porcelain. And I just put a little concealer where my pimples are. Most of the makeup I use is drugstore, and this is like one of the only concealers I found that's light enough for my skin. I'm very pale, if you couldn't tell just by looking at me, so it's hard to find complexion products that are light enough for me in the drugstore. And I know that's not like the most pressing issue when it comes to shade ranges in makeup, but it is a bit of a struggle for me, I can't lie. Anyways, you put that on your pimples. We're doing a little concealer foundation, concealer sandwich. Blend this out a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be covered up. Blend it out a little bit. Next, we're going to go in with the foundation. I use the About Face Performer foundation. This is shade F1 Neutral. I have neutral undertones, which again, it's hard to find a quality foundation with neutral undertones. Or they'll say they're neutral, but then I put it on and it's literally like yellow. And that's like not the look I'm going for. But Miss Halsey, she's got my back. Like, I love this foundation. Anyways, just put this all over. It's foundation, you know what to do. This is the part where we go off track a little bit, because before we go back in with our concealer and finish off our little sandwich that I was talking about, we're going to do our eyebrows. I use concealer when I'm doing my eyebrows, so it just sort of like makes sense to do it all together, you know? First things first, I'm going to go in with the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. This is shade Brunette. I don't know what that was. I'll just run this through my eyebrows, like so. I like using a tinted brow gel because it helps to fill them in, and then that's just like less work that I have to do with my brow pencil. You know what they say, work smarter, not harder. I'm all about taking the easy way. Oh my god. Don't do that. Okay, pretend that's not there, I'll fix it. This is also the step where if I had any stray hairs, I would pluck them. When I was in beauty school, we weren't allowed to say pluck. My teacher was like, you pluck chickens, you tweeze eyebrows. Also, if my eyebrow hairs are feeling a little long, I'll also trim them with scissors. Do you want to hear something crazy? For a while, I had to hide these from myself because they're cosmetic scissors, right? But they're like really pointy and sharp. And every time I'd go to use them, my brain would just be telling me to stab myself in the eye with them. So, I'm medicated now. So, next step, we're going in with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in shade Ash Brown. I love NYX eyebrow products. What can I say? Our eyebrows are already looking pretty decent because we used the gel. I'm a genius, I know. But I'm just gonna go in anywhere that's like a little bald, right? And just do light strokes. You don't want any harsh lines. Maybe you do. I don't know your story. I don't want harsh lines though, so I'm gonna do light strokes. Like that, nothing too crazy. And then do the same on the other side. I don't know if you can see this. This, I think you can. I'm looking at it right now and I could definitely see it, but maybe I'm just like so hypercritical of the way that I look. This eyebrow is like higher up than this one. So I kind of have to do some work. Good enough for me. Now it's finally time to go back in with concealer because I'm going to use concealer to clean up my eyebrows a little bit. And I'm also going to finish putting it on the rest of my face as well. I just use like a, I don't know, like a flattish brush. Put a little product on there and just clean them up a little bit. Then go in and put your concealer anywhere else you want to put it on your face. I put a little bit here. A little more on my pimples to really make sure they're covered. Then I'm going to go back in with my sponge and blend it out. This might be controversial. I don't really put that much concealer under my eye because I kind of like the I didn't get any sleep, my eyes are a little baggy look, you know? I know some people prefer using a brush for their foundation. I can't do it. I don't know. I've tried, can't do it. So it's just me in my trusty Real Technique sponge against the world, really. In my normal day-to-day, I usually only do cream products or powder blushes. I don't do them both. But when I'm trying to get my makeup to stay, like I am for my concert makeup, I'm going to do both. I'm going to go in and do a little contouring, not too much. Mainly because I'm too afraid that I'm going to go overboard with it. So I use the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour in shade Fair/Light. And then I just put this in the normal contour places. So I put a little here. Some on my forehead. And then my nose. That looks a little wonky, whatever. And then just blend that out. When I was in high school and like learning how to do makeup, I used to watch a lot of drag queen makeup tutorials, which is probably not the best thing to do because that's like not the look I was going for, but they have a lot of good tips. Anyways, that's where I learned how to contour. So if my contour looks bad, not my fault. Not my fault. Could I have gone into a more natural makeup tutorial and learned? Sure. What's the fun in that? I was going to drag shows like every weekend in high school. I was like, let me just learn from them. That does not look good. Anyways, one time I met Bob the drag queen and she told me that I looked like Beyonce. I was like, I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that's correct. But I'll take it. Thank you. Like, what am I gonna say? Like, no, I don't want to look like one of the most beautiful women on this earth. Like, be so serious. The reason she said that was something with like the wind blowing my hair. I don't know. Next, we're gonna go in with cream blush. I'm using the About Face Cheek Freak in shade Quickie. Again, I love About Face. I love all of their products. I'm just gonna put a little bit where I would normally put my blush. With my cream blush, I tend to go in with like a lighter hand because I'm afraid of having blush blindness, as the children are saying. When it comes to blush placement, I always go for like the sunburned sort of look. I don't know, I really like the way that looks on my face. But again, it really depends on your face shape and what looks good to you. So don't be afraid to customize the steps a little bit. Lastly, liquid highlighter. I'm going with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand in shade Champagne. I'm just gonna put this where I normally put my highlighter, like so. And then I just blend it with my finger because that's just the easiest thing to do, quite frankly. And then on my nose as well. Then we're finally gonna go in and use a little setting powder. I use the e.l.f. HD powder. I'm not gonna lie to you, don't really like this powder, but I wanna use it all up before I buy a new one. I do not powder my entire face. I'm afraid it'll make me look too dry. So I really just set under my eyes. I also set my chin area where I covered up all my pimples because I don't want that to move. Now that I'm done with all my creams and liquids, I'm gonna go in with my setting spray. I used the Milani Make It Last Original. I'm just gonna set my face before I move on to my eyes. We're gonna put our face on the back burner for a second and do our eyeshadow. For concerts, I tend to go with red looks. I don't know what's up with that. That's just sort of like the rocker vibe I want to go for, you know? So for my eye look, I'm going to use two palettes that I don't think even exist anymore, to be quite honest with you. This is the Morphe 3502 Second Nature palette. It's a lot of like reds and warm tones and stuff like that. And then I'm going to use this Makeup Revolution Forever Dynamic Ambient palette. It's this little pink one. If you don't have these palettes, that's okay. See, this is the great thing about makeup. So much of it exists. You probably have different products with similar colors. Just use what you have, edit. It's a make it work moment, you know? Gotta do what you gotta do. I don't have the little plastic sheet. I don't know what the shade names are. Sorry, sue me. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. I'm just gonna put this literally everywhere on my eyelid. Just get that color all over your lid. And don't forget to put it underneath your eye as well to bring it all together, you know? It's okay if it looks a little messy. That's kind of the vibe I'm going for. Then taking a different brush, preferably one that's not dirty. My makeup brushes are disgusting right now. I didn't feel like washing them, so sorry. I'm gonna go in with like this light shade. You're not gonna be able to see it on my actual skin, right? But I want to go in on the edges and just sort of blend it out so it doesn't look like I have any harsh lines, you know? Because while I'm okay with it looking messy, I don't want it to look bad. So we're just gonna blend out the edges a little bit. Time for the next color in our Morphe palette. We're just gonna go into this one, which is right next to the one we just used. It's basically the same color, just a little darker. And we're basically gonna put it on our eye the exact same way that I did this one, except make it a little smaller. Like, I don't want it to go out as far. Does that make sense? I'm bad at explaining things. You're just gonna have to like watch. Like on the outer corner of your eye, into your crease. Blend, blend, blend. Blend, blend, blend. And then again under your eye. Now onto the other side one more time for the people who weren't paying attention before. Start on your outer corner, go in about like halfway, I would say. Blend it into the crease, and then just blend, blend, blend. Don't forget to go underneath. Next color, we're gonna skip down the row a few to go to this one. Do the same thing, just on a smaller scale again. So outer corner, and then in the crease again, and then go under. now that it looks like I got punched in both of my eyes, we're going back into the Makeup Revolution palette. I'm going with like this dark purple glitter. I'm just going to use my finger and put this all over my lid. I'm fully aware that I look a little crazy, but I always think that eyeshadow looks a little weird until you put on your eyeliner and mascara. So again, we have to trust the process here. You have to trust me that I know what I'm doing, okay? Next, we're gonna do eyeliner. If you're a crier at concerts like I am, you're gonna wanna go with a waterproof eyeliner. I like the Essence Stay and Play Gel Eyeliner in Black Raven because I want this to stay all night. I do not want my tears ruining my makeup, you know? When it comes to eyeliner, I just put it in my top and bottom waterline. I so badly want to be someone that like has insane liquid eyeliner. I just think it looks bad with my eye shape. Or maybe I'm just like bad at doing it. I don't know. So I just stick to the waterline. So just lift that sucker up and get to work. I feel like I do not look like myself in a full face of makeup until I put on eyeliner. I don't know what the logic is behind that. I just feel like I look so weird without it. I don't know. Anyways, do the same on the other eye. I'm going to take a really... I mean, hey, it's effective. I'm going to take a really small brush like so. Go back into the Morphe palette, into the black. I'm going to use that black eyeshadow to kind of set the eyeliner on my bottom waterline and also just sort of smoke it out. Do we see the difference? I don't know, I think it looks better when it's smoked out a little bit. Again, if it ends up looking a little messy, that's okay. That's kind of the vibe we're going for. Do I just say that so I have an excuse for my makeup to look kind of bad? Maybe. Of course, no eye look is complete without glitter. I use the NYX Ultimate Glow Shot in shade Come Through Coconut. I just put a little on my inner corner, like so. And then take a brush and blend it out a little bit. Do that on the other eye. And then I'm going to set that glitter in place with this e.l.f. Finest Fleck Glitter Eyeshadow in shade White Hot. I'm just going to take that same brush and just put in the same spots that I did. I'm also going to take a little and put it under my eyebrow as an eyebrow highlight. Last step for eyes is mascara. I use the Maybelline Rocket Volume Express mascara in shade Blackest Black. This is the same mascara that I've been using for years. I'm just afraid of trying a new one because what if I don't like it as much? You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Just put this on like you would any other mascara. If you get a little under your eye, that's okay. Like I said, we're messy. That's the whole look. It's okay. We're not just saying that because we're too lazy to clean it up. My eyelashes are naturally pretty long, so I don't use fake eyelashes. You can if you want. I'm also just really bad at putting them on, and I'm lazy and don't want to have to do that. If I were to use fake lashes, though, I'd probably use like the single clusters because that's what I was taught to use in beauty school, so it's just a little easier for me. I don't really feel like I need it, though. I don't know. There's so much mascara under my eye. Just don't look that close, okay? I am so thirsty. I need to get a drink before I continue, so just a small intermission, if you will. I accidentally gave myself a caffeine addiction. I started drinking coffee and energy drinks solely because I liked the taste of them. Like, they don't actually like work on me. I don't feel like I have more energy when I drink them. But now if I go a day without caffeine, I have like a raging headache. So that's awesome. I always buy my energy drinks in the big packs they have at Costco. One time I went to Costco with my mom and my aunt and I was getting my energy drinks. And my aunt, she's like one of those people who like, everything's bad for you. And she like falls for all the conspiracy theories on Facebook. It's whatever. She was like going off about how energy drinks are so bad for you. My mom looks at her in the eye. She's like, when you were her age, you were addicted to Coke. So I think she'll be okay. Anyways, I think about that every single time I drink an energy drink now. Like, hey, I may be addicted to caffeine. At least I'm not addicted to cocaine, right? Right? Choose your battles. We're finally going to go back to our powder products for our face. You thought I forgot? I didn't. For powder blush, I use the Milani Romantic Rose. It's very light, but I like it because it's like not super pink. I don't like super bright blushes. Like, could you imagine me wearing a bright pink blush? That doesn't even feel right. Just put it in the same spot that I put my cream blush. We're just reinforcing that blush so it stays the whole night, you know? Then for highlighter, guess what? We have another product that's so old, it doesn't exist anymore. This is the Becca Cosmetics Shimmering Skin Perfector in shade Pearl. This is so old. It's so old. It's from 2018. It's so expired. To me, my makeup's not expired until I say it's expired. Becca Cosmetics doesn't even exist anymore. Like, I can't possibly get rid of this. This is my favorite highlighter. Put this where you normally put your highlighter. So your cheekbones, your nose. Now we're basically done. We just have lips. So we're gonna go back in with our Milani setting spray and set our face again. I hate the way that lipstick feels on my lips. I'm definitely more of like a tinted lip balm, lip gloss, lip oil kind of girly. So first things first, I'm going to go in with a lip liner. I use the NYX lip liner in shade Natural. It's just a neutral shade. In reality, I probably don't need to line my lips because I don't do anything crazy. But I like to think it makes a difference. I don't know, maybe it doesn't. So just line my, ow. Needs to be sharpened. Do you think anyone's ever gotten a splinter on their lip from their pencil? Because I feel like I just almost did that to myself. Just gonna line my lips a little bit. Then I use my finger to like blend it a little bit. I don't overline my lips or anything. I just follow my natural lip line. Because I feel like as a white person, right? I feel like I kind of lucked out in the lip department. Like they could be so much worse. Like I could look like I just had like a paper cut for lips. But I actually have a little something something, you know? And that's all thanks to my mom. So shout out to her. Love her. Because my dad, he has no lips whatsoever. That's why he refuses to shave his mustache, because he would look ridiculous. His words, not mine. See, that made like no difference, but I do it anyways. Next, I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shine in shade Ecstatic. Just put that on. It's like a tinted lip balm situation. Then I'll go in with the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in shade Pearl. Put a little glitter in the mix. And I always do this little trick that I saw someone do once on YouTube to make sure you don't have any lipstick that can get on your teeth. Anyways, that's the final look. That's it. Ow. Now you're ready to look hot. Now you're ready to be confident on your night out. Now you're ready to party. Like, let me set the scene for you. Woo! You know? Anyways, enough of that. So that's that. That's all I have for you. Am I gonna do this look for my next concert? Maybe. To be quite honest with you, I know I said this is my go-to look, but the truth of the situation is on concert day, when I sit in this chair, I don't know what I'm gonna leave looking like. I just do whatever the wind tells me that day. Like, it's not that serious. So maybe I'm just a liar.